Hello YouTube, it's Laura Aurora. Sorry it's been a little while since I made my last video, but I have time to make one for you today. And today I'm going to talk about another thing that I get asked about a bit about, which is how I got into modelling and any tips and stuff regarding that. So yeah, pretty much I just got into it because people kept asking if they could take my photo, pretty much, and a lot of those people were photographers, and I said no at first quite a lot. Yeah, I was just a bit, I don't know, wasn't really sure I was up to it and stuff, but yeah, eventually the photographer who did manage to persuade me was Frankie, and he'd come all the way from Switzerland to come and photograph me. So yeah, I spent a couple of days shooting with him, and then had really great pictures back from it. I was really happy, and had enough for a portfolio then, so then it just kind of like all went from there. From then I made a Model Mayhem account, which Model Mayhem's a brilliant website for like getting in touch with people, with photographers and stuff, and a lot of like photographers and designers and makeup artists will search on there when they're looking for a model, and you can look it up like casting calls and stuff as well, so it's really great for networking in that kind of area. So definitely recommend getting signed up on that. Also applying to agencies can be really helpful as well, because lots of places, especially like production companies, if they're doing like music videos or commercials and stuff, they'll go to agencies rather than try and like find people themselves. So getting signed up with an agency can be really helpful. I'm on a couple and they've got me like catwalk stuff, and I've been put forward for lots of bits and pieces, so it's been well worthwhile, and just to get your name out there as well is really helpful. I think I probably wouldn't be doing modelling if I hadn't moved to London, because back home there was no demand for models, there's nothing really to do with it. I did do one shoot with Alice Bazaar when I was back home, because she suggested it actually to enter into Ultra Vixens, and yeah, that got published in Bazaar magazine, so that was pretty cool. That kind of was a good indication that perhaps it was something that I was capable of doing. I do think it might sound quite harsh, but I do think that if you're modelling material, you're not going to be the only person who thinks so. People will approach you, and yeah, you will have a pretty good idea that it's maybe something that that you could do from other people's like reaction to you and stuff. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. And then like if I'm approaching a photographer, I would never say to them, okay great, well these are my rates, or you'll need to cover my travel expenses, and that kind of thing. I would never approach someone and then demand for them to pay me. I think that's extremely rude, and when people have done that to me in the past, I've just been like, no chance, you've approached me, I'm not paying you. So yeah, that's like something to bear in mind. If I'm approaching someone and they'll agree to work TF with me, that's amazing. TF stands for time for, and it just means that you don't pay each other, but you kind of like pay each other with your time, if that makes sense, and then you both get the use of the photos afterwards. And then yeah, if you manage to sell one or get it published or anything, then you split the profits. And it's a really good way to do it. I think it gives you more like freedom to do more like creative things and kind of like be more like your art than say if you're getting paid, and the photographer or the designer or whatever has complete control over the situation. Yeah, so it's like, it's quite cool, it's cool to get paid, but it's nice to have more like access to the images and stuff as well, so it's both quite good. As for getting paid and stuff, it can take quite a while to actually get to the point where you get paid, and pay really varies. It's like the least I've ever been paid would be like covering my travel expenses. The least I've been paid per hour would be about £30 an hour. The most, I'm not going to sell myself short by saying the most, but it's been considerably more than that. But yeah, it really can take a while, and it depends, you know, it depends what kind of people get in touch with you, what they want to do, that kind of thing. So just kind of like play it by ear and that kind of thing. And then yeah, the last thing really is just to be safe and have fun with it. If you're working with a photographer for the first time, it's good to kind of say to them, okay, great, well, I'm going to bring a friend along. If they have a problem with that, then it should be alarm bells start ringing in your head, because there's absolutely no legitimate reason for them to have a problem with you bringing someone with you. And if they say that you're not allowed to bring someone, then yeah, it's probably not a good idea to work with that person. You don't know, like, it might be a bit dodgy. And then it's up to you if you want to take someone or not. I don't normally, but I'll always stay in touch with someone. Like, I'll say to them, I'm going to be at this dress at this time. When I get to the shoot, I'll phone them and I'll say, oh, I've got here. I'll phone them in front of the photographer, so the photographer knows that I'm in touch with someone, that someone knows where I am. So I'll just phone them and I'll say, yeah, I've just got here. Yeah, it's a really nice place, whatever. I'll phone you again when I'm leaving. And so then the photographer knows that they are expecting a call from you. Yeah, just be safe. No, don't do anything you're not comfortable with. If a photographer tries to push you to maybe take off more clothes than you're comfortable with, then just say no. There's absolutely no harm in saying no. Yeah, don't do anything that you're not comfortable with. Yeah, and just have fun with it. It's really good fun. I really enjoy it. I really, well, yeah, I enjoy getting really dressed up anyway. So yeah, it is good fun, and yeah, it'd be really cool. All the photos and stuff that I have, I'm gonna have the rest of my life, and yeah, it's a really nice hobby and thing to do. So yeah, good luck if you're trying to get into it, and have fun with it. So I hope that has covered everything that you wanted to know. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video then. Bye!